Hello there, boxing fans around the world. Thank you for joining me once again here on Talk and Fight for another episode of Boxing News Today. And wow, what a wing dilly of a press conference we've had over the past couple of days, including some explosive results courtesy of some banned substances that apparently have appeared up in Ryan Garcia's bloodstream. So, according to Golden Boy, Ryan has put out multiple statements denying knowingly using any banned substances, and we believe him. We are working with his team to determine how this finding came to be, and we'll address this further once we conclude that process. So, as you may or may not have heard, Ryan Garcia has allegedly tested positive for performance enhancing drug on samples taken by VADA on the day of the weigh in and then the day of his fight against Devin Haney. The drug in question is reportedly Ostarine, and as I just said, Garcia has denied the allegation. So, according to Boxing Scene and Lance Pugmire, he goes, Ryan Garcia tested positive for banned performance-enhancing substance known as Ostarine on the day of and the day before his stunning 3-knockdown victory over Devin Haney. The testing was performed by the Las Vegas-based Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, that's VADA, as an individual familiar with the process reports a second substance known as 19-norandrosterone screened positive and is being confirmed by carbon isotope ratio testing. Test results typically require a 72-hour processing window if done on a rushed or stat basis. And Garcia, who's now 25-1, won a surprise majority decision over WBC lightweight champ Haney. But Haney retained his belt because Garcia was 3.2 pounds overweight for the 140-pound bout, following a rather turbulent training camp in which he distributed a series of bizarre social media posts and spoke of drinking alcohol and smoking marijuana. Yes, he did. Didn't stop there either. But anyway, Golden Boy Promotions, as I just said, which represents Garcia, released a statement on the PED report, which I just relayed to you. Victor Conte, founder of Balco and now special advisor and spokesman for Haney, told Boxing Scene on Wednesday that he was alerted of Garcia's positive test by a Haney attorney who had seen the Veda report and shared the news with Devin Haney and his father trainer, Bill Haney. Devin Haney asked Conte what the substance's effects are, and he was told both have anabolic effects, performance enhancing all the way. Conte said 19-norandrosterone is a metabolite of nandrolone, or its street name DECA, an anabolic steroid nicknamed the kiss of death, according to Conte, because of its long-lasting presence in the body. Ostarine, Conte said, is a selective androgen receptor modulator, that's SARM, that is similar to steroids but has a reputation of being safer than steroids. For testing athletes, he said you'd be foolish to take anything other than what you can buy at CVS or Walgreens. For former super middleweight title holder Lucien Boutte tested positive for Ostarine following a 2016 draw against Badou Jack and was ultimately fined and suspended for using the banned substance that improves stamina and workout recovery ability. Before his closing call on Wednesday, Haney was told by Conte, I thought this fight already turned the world of boxing upside down. It's getting even more crazy now. We learned about this situation not too long ago, and it's unfortunate Ryan cheated and disrespected both the fans and the sport of boxing by fighting dirty and breaking positive not once but twice. Read a statement issued by Devin Haney. Let's move along to George Kambosos Jr. He's highly critical of Ryan Garcia after learning of his positive result. According to Dan Raphael, Garcia tested positive, as I just said, on April 19th and 20th, and states that Ryan was also confirmed for norandrosterone on the 19th, but that one is still being tested. We still don't know whether Ryan is using a nutritional substance that contained those substances. On social media, Ryan seemed to suggest the cause of his positive test from a nutritional substance, and he was even singing to it and thanking it for helping him defeat Haney. Ryan's physique didn't resemble a person using PEDs, so we've got to wait and see what the reason was for his two positive results. Said George Kambosos Jr., just seeing what he actually tested positive for, if this is the truth, and what he's tested positive for, especially for this thing coming 3 pounds heavy, in using every bit of advantage, especially the cheating advantage. It's a bad look. It's a dog act. Well, along comes Tank Davis, and he chimes in on this one. He said, "They're doing anything to take away the win from Ryan," he tweeted. "If that's the case, ban Eddie Hearn's silver spoon ass." Davis, as you know, has previously blasted Hearn, who promotes Haney over his treatment of Connor Benn's positive drug test situation in 2022. And it appears that is what he's referring to here. Garcia quote tweeted Davis's post, simply responding with respect. So maybe Ryan Garcia and Connor Benn can go on a tour together outside of America and the UK. What did Devin Haney have to say about all this in the wake of Ryan Garcia's positive test? Let's have a quick look. He said, he was pretty clear about his displeasure about this. He said, "People die in this sport. This isn't a joking matter." Then this is the official statement from Mike Coppinger. He said, "We learned about this situation not too long ago, and it's unfortunate Ryan cheated and disrespected both the fans and the sport of boxing by fighting dirty and breaking positive not once but twice. I've always been an advocate for clean fighting, and this is an example of such. Ryan owes the fans an apology, and by his recent tweet, he still thinks it's a joke. We put our lives on the line to entertain people for a living. You don't play boxing. People die in this sport." Let's move on to people dying. I thought Canelo Alvarez was going to offer a beatdown on Oscar DeLaHoya during their press conference. Alvarez and his former promoter, Hall of Famer Oscar DeLaHoya, engaged in, shall we say, a heated verbal exchange at a Wednesday news conference ahead of Alvarez's undisputed super middleweight championship defense versus Mexican countryman Jaime Munguia. Golden Boy Promotions CEO DeLaHoya, Munguia's co-promoter, instructed Alvarez from the MGM Grand Dais to put some fucking respect on DeLaHoya's name, a response to the bad blood between the pair that's been simmering since their 10-year promoter-fighter relationship ended in 2020. DeLaHoya said, "Yes, I've been to rehab several times. Yes, there were some really low points in my life. And yes, there were times that work was not my priority based on my mental health, which I'd neglected for so long. But it doesn't change the fact that Golden Boy built Canelo over this period." Then DeLaHoya did his best to poke Alvarez by mentioning his positive test for the banned substance clenbuterol ahead of his 2018 match against Gennady Golovkin. Alvarez then seethed, jumped up from his seat, and unleashed a tirade of expletives at DeLaHoya as chaos ensued on the stage. This idiot, this guy here to my left, try not to forget that I was already Canelo when I came to the United States and that he only profited from my name. He never lost a single cent, but instead made money. Have you already paid Golovkin what you wanted to steal from him? Apparently, Alvarez was referring to Triple G's lawsuit against Golden Boy that was filed in March 2022, seeking upwards of $3 million money owed from that rematch with Alvarez. DeLaHoya, by the way, told ESPN later, "We paid him everything he's owed. When pay-per-view numbers come in, money comes in from cable operators. It takes time. And as the money was coming in, I was paying Golovkin. That's it. No discrepancies whatsoever." DeLaHoya also told ESPN that he's definitely going to sue Alvarez for defamation. "I'm going to defend myself when somebody's speaking negative about me, and that's what I did. That was my perfect moment to let him know how I feel. It felt so good. Finally, I was just holding my tongue for all these years, and finally, I can fucking tell him to his face, put some fucking respect on my name." DeLaHoya's Golden Boy Promotions signed Alvarez in 2010 when he was a 20-year-old prospect from Mexico and helped to build him to a star in the U.S., but the relationship between promoter and fighter eventually deteriorated and ended when Alvarez sued DeLaHoya and Golden Boy in 2020, alleging breach of contract, among other claims. So Alvarez said, "If I had involved my lawyers, you would steal money from me. The only thing this man does to be a scourge of boxing, steal from boxers. For whoever is with him, please contact your lawyers because he is surely stealing from you. It's the only thing he comes to do in boxing." Ouch. Talk and fight in a nutshell. All right. Speaking of talk and fight, on the other side of the pond, here's some super duper good quotes for you. As you know, Richard Riakporhe has warned Chris Billam-Smith to bring his pillow as he plans a knockout finish when the two meet at Selhurst Park. That's on June 15th. Richard Riakporhe says Chris Billam-Smith has deteriorated since the pair's last meeting 5 years ago and believes his power will prove too much for the British rival when they meet. Billam-Smith will have the opportunity to make amends for the only blemish in his professional record when he defends his WBO cruiserweight title against Riakporhe at Crystal Palace's Selhurst Park. The best quote is yet to come. Let me have a quick look at here. Riakporhe said a lot of boxing people would agree it's wear and tear. It's a fact. We deteriorate over time, some faster than others, depending on how much damage you take. He's always in grueling fights, taking a lot of shots. Shane always says he's taking too many shots. Every shot takes its toll. I've seen Billam-Smith deteriorate. A lot of people would agree with me. I've seen tough guys. I believe they take it on chin to the damage one, but once you keep knocking on the glass and get it cracked, it just takes some accuracy to shatter the whole thing. I think that's going to happen to CBS on the night. Shatter him like glass. That's brilliant. All right. Okay. Let's move over to one of our favorites, Ben Whittaker. Okay. Check this out. So as you know, Ezra Arenyeka, the Nigerian, jumped up at a press conference and challenged Ben to a fight. So Ben says 10% will be enough to beat his mystery challenger. Ben Whittaker says he experienced Ezra's level of boxing when I was 7 years old. This fight takes place on the undercard of that Chris Billam-Smith, Richard Riakporhe fight at Selhurst Park, by the way, as I said, June 15th on Sky. Whittaker insists he will make an example of Ezra as the Olympian looks to silence his mystery challenger on June 15th. Whittaker will look to extend his perfect professional record by facing Arenyeka on the undercard of the Chris Billam-Smith's cruiserweight world title defense against Richard Riakporhe, live on Sky Sports. It comes after Arenyeka stormed the press conference ahead of Whittaker's last fight against Leon Willings in order to challenge the surgeon. Whittaker wants to ensure it's the first and last time an opponent earns the right to share the stage with him in that manner. I'm getting to a position where people are going to start doing these things, Whittaker said. You ask him why he wanted to face me? There are many things. The clout, of course. I'm going to make an example of him on June 15th, and I'm not going to let people run up these press conferences, get these fights. This will be the last one. Arenyeka has been critical of Whittaker's famous showboating style and recently labeled him as a bit of a kid and a diva while vowing to be the first man to beat the rising star. He adopted a more complimentary approach at Wednesday's press conference, citing Whittaker's profile as an opportunity for him to further his own career. Oh boy. Speaking of careers, here's an interesting story. One I would hope doesn't happen too often, but when a boxer's career does come to an end, there must be something else for the boxer to do. And here's an example where a fellow by the name of Connor Coghill had no choice in the matter. In October, Connor Coghill, his world came crumbling down after the British featherweight suffered a bleed on the brain during a defeat by Hopey Price. But Coghill was one of the lucky ones. It was a minimal bleed which did not need an operation, but he was told he should never box again. He said, I took it on the chin, but I've had dark days over the past 6 months. I still have them now, where I think about what could have happened. The gift of time and the support of good people, however, is a great healer. Promoters, managers, fellow fighters, and fans clubbed together as a fundraising page, raised enough money for Coghill to open up a boxing gym in his home city of Hull. My retirement, he said, has come early, and now I can teach others to do what I love doing. I'm blessed to have a career which can last forever now. Well, there you go. Thanks for joining me, boxing fans around the world. Appreciate it very much. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We'll see you again on talkandfight.com.